Hi class, welcome to the speed version of medical terminology. My name is Rana Kraus and I will be your professor this summer. So this video is to take you on a course tour and give you a little bit of the method to the madness, why your class is designed the way it is, and how to be successful in your course. I've been teaching this course for a long time and students really love the setup. I set it up for you to make sure to foster success because many of you want a really good grade in this class and taking it in summer is tough. So here's my contact information. Please feel free to email me. Here is my syllabus and schedule. Live by this schedule. Read the syllabus, know our policies, know what's expected, understand things like weighted grades and all of that. But really, one of the key things for your success is really knowing this. You can see normally in a 16-week course, we would be doing one chapter a week. You will do 2 chapters a week. You will have 2 due dates. You will be working hard this summer. And I think that summer is a great time to do medical terminology because how you learn a new language is you immerse yourself in it. You work on that language every day. And that is how your class is designed. And that is what you really get the opportunity to do in summer. And so I will show you a little bit as we go through here that week 1 and week 2 are slightly different just because we're just learning the introduction of medical terms. But what you'll come to find is when we go here to weekly folders, which is your home landing station for everything in this class. Look, you even have a schedule right outside the weekly folder. You will begin to see with chapter 3 that these weeks begin to look very much the same. You will always have an overview of that chapter. You are always going to have some videos associated with that chapter. Here we are. You're going to have a PowerPoint. If you don't want to read this, you don't have to. That is up to you. The PowerPoint is there if you want to take notes on it and you want that available to you. And then you'll have activities. This class is heavy activity based because how you learn a language is you engage with that language all the time. And so rather than have you do these major big assignments, what I want you to do is be practicing every day medical terminology. And the best way to do that is through activities. And so students really like this format and they have been very successful doing it. Every week you're going to start with something called a Smart Book, and that is an interactive textbook that you will read and answer questions throughout to make sure that you're prepared to move forward. If the chapter has it, we will have an application-based activity for you. This is where videos kind of bring to life pathology, which I really love. It's not meant to be complicated. It's meant to be a little intriguing and engaging. You will have your activities for the week, and then every week we'll end with a quiz. And you're not going to differentiate too much from this. I'll show you where you do. But I have this the same every week so you can get into a rhythm of what you know you need to do each week to be successful. I teach this course very differently than I teach nutrition or any other class because in nutrition, if we did the same thing every week, that would be boring. But in medical terminology, your organ system changes, but if you're not doing it the same way all the time, you're not going to memorize these terms. And, I hate when I get the question, what do I need to know? They always think I'm being snarky. I say, no, man, I ain't being snarky. You need to know everything. Really, because if you think about it, all of you are going to a different place somewhere in the medical field. So there's nothing to take off the table. And so I design it to give you and be able to empower you to know everything. So how are we going to know everything? Well, we're going to start with our course resources. Your textbook comes with your class. You have a Connect account. You do not need a registration code. Please do not email me for a registration code. What you need is to click on an assignment, put in your CWI email, and create a password. Once you do that, you will have single server sign-on, which means every time you click an assignment, you will just go straight to that assignment. The next thing we have is CTE skills. These are videos. There is no assignment associated with these. There is no assessment. This is a set of videos to kind of bring medical terminology to life. You have this. It comes with your class. Please read this. All you need to do is fill out your name and use your CWI email, please, and submit a registration, and then you'll have access to all your videos. Here I have an explanation, and it's a little bit of an older explanation, but it doesn't matter, on weighted grades. So you understand where you stand in my class every day, all the time. And that is how your class works. You will be able to see all of your grades at all times. So you'll always know how successful you're being. And then here is just a preview of the exam and quiz policies, so you know when you're about to take it what you will have. This doesn't differentiate, and so please read through all of this. And then I have this here for you. Now this is by McGraw-Hill, but I actually wrote it for them. And I want you to know that I have designed this class with this in mind. This is what I believe it takes to ace midterm and to be successful and to actually retain what you learn. Because many of you, for example, if you're applying to the nursing program, you're going to sit down at a board 2.5 years from now and you're going to be like, well, that was 2.5 years ago. So how do you retain what you learn? I've set it up so that you're successful doing that. Okay, so please know, keep that in mind. I would read through this so you can also incorporate some of these skills into your everyday. That is course resources. Here is CTE skills. I usually put links, but not everything links with CTE skills, unfortunately, and I also can't embed, but you always have this here for you to have access to. Like I said, a majority of your class is going to be in weekly folders. In addition, you have down here medical research teams, and that is going to be something we will reorganize over and over again. Well, 4 times over the course of the semester. I'm going to make a separate video explaining that specifically to make sure I can address any possible questions you might have. All you need to know is right now, by the end of week 1, you need to have signed up for a team. Oh, okay, all I do is click on that and oops, that is where the teams are. And as you can see, I want you to select one of these. There can only be 4 people per team, and please join in numerical order. I will tell you, I do not order these, which you might be wondering. If she wants us to be numerical, why is she jumping from 1 to 10? Blackboard has its own quirks, like Siri. You talk to it, and Siri seems to only understand when I'm cussing at her. Well, Blackboard seems to do funky things just to make itself original. So I would appreciate, please, if you go in numerical order. That way, if I don't end up needing Team 11, I can erase it and I don't have one lone soldier out there in Team 11. Okay? Weekly folders. You are going to hit the ground running for summer school. There is no easing your way into it. We have a lot of work to do and very little time to do it. I want to show you right here, this is your time estimate on the activities. I look at course evaluations and decide, given the course evaluations, if I am on track for assigning the right amount of time in the work that you do. I don't ever want to waste your time with too much work, and I don't want to not give you what you paid for by not giving you enough. We are a Carnegie Credit institution, and what that means is I am awarding you a grade based on a certain time and work commitment that you made in the class. I base my work off that as to not cheat you for what you've asked for. You are in summer school, so it's double time. You will also see that every week you will have a weekly folder. In that week, you will have 2 chapters. I try to make this as clean and neat as possible, and you will always have a one-stop shop. I do have these buttons here, but you will also know I will link to those buttons within the weekly folder. I hate online classes where you have to go 500 places to figure out what's going on. I don't like that, so I don't do that. So you can see right away with week 1, I'm going to open it up, and we have some orientations that are very important. This orientation is filled with videos. Watch the videos. It never fails. I have at least 5 students who don't get enough credit or don't get any credit in Somewhere in Connect or in SmartBook because they just said they watched them but didn't really watch them. I will not grace you with points if you do that, and I can always tell by how long you spent in the assignment. I give this to you so you're empowered to do your best. as well as the online orientation and how to be successful in an online course. Many of you have been taking online for years. Some of you, this is your first time, and I want you to do well. You will see here, unless there's something that kind of stands outside the chapters, chapters will be contained. So I open chapter 1, you're always going to have an overview. Learning outcomes tell you what you should expect to learn from that chapter. I will have, these are CTE skill videos, PowerPoint we've already discussed, and Connect activities. And as again, you will always see your chapter organized in this fashion. I believe that is all for your introductory video. You don't see any announcements here at this moment, but there will be by the time you are ready to hit the ground running. So let's rock this summer. Have a great one.